think about 6 months after the church was organized. And at that point, Bob was here on a visiting professorship, so we only thought we were going to be here for a year, and we decided we wouldn't bother to join a church. And then we found out he was taking a permanent appointment, and we had a friend up on the 3rd floor in Hamburger who'd been asking us from day one, would we consider peace? And so we said, we need to consider. So we started going up to Potter Hall.
Folding chairs, no pews, no carpet. We think church is noisy now. It was very noisy, and I can remember, kids would drop toys. One time somebody dropped a glass baby bottle full of milk and it broke on the floor. So, yeah, it was not a very worshipful experience, but we managed.
Watching them build the windows. I wasn't part of it, but I saw them work on them. My son was the first one confirmed in the new sanctuary. My daughter was the second one to be married in the sanctuary.
We saw Lori Bergman design the windows. We watched the windows being built. We saw all that progress and saw a lot of changes. And our oldest daughter was married here just right after they built this new sanctuary.
Didn't have a playground, but we did have a corral with horses right across the street to the west, right behind the College Hill School. And so that was what the kids did after church. They'd run over and pet the horses, which I can't remember what year that disappeared, but I know they were disappointed when it did. So lots of changes. Lots of traditions have come and gone. And one of my favorites was the little kids wearing the white collars and the red bows at the Christmas program.
My parents joined when I was about 13 or 14. I'd been here periodically briefly and then came permanently when I was 15. So let's say 30 years.
And I would be probably closer to 15 years. About the time we got married was,
How long have we been married?
yeah, I guess
25 years.
it's been a while.
Well, when I was in the youth group here, K-State football was so bad, there was no youth parking. Nobody needed to park over here. You could literally just drive up to the gravel parking lot at K-State games, and I could walk in, find my dad, ask for money if he was at the game, and just leave again because there was nobody there. And now, with the parking and the football team and the youth group, that's the biggest change I've seen is what the youth group is able to do.
Well, I think we have some great community-focused events, like in September we did God's Work, Our Hands Sunday, which was very popular. This was the first year we did it, where we go out into the community and serve various facets of the community. People who could use some yard work or whatever tasks completed, we took a Sunday morning and instead of worshiping here, we served our community. Another one is the community Christmas dinner, which we didn't have. It's only been here for 3 years. And that's an opportunity for shut-ins, people who are lonely, otherwise alone on Christmas Day, to come and be fed both spiritually and physically. It's a really lovely event.
Peace is how friendly and welcoming this church is, and the relationships that you built in this church with other families. The service attitude that everyone has in this church is amazing. They want to serve Christ, they want to serve the community, and they want to serve each other.
I brought props because I'm in advertising and marketing, so we bring props when we do commercials for local businesses, so therefore my Alpha shirt. But some of the other things was Luther Palooza, I forgot to mention. Luther Palooza that was started at Peace and then evolved into these beautiful, bright, colorful, some of my favorite t-shirts, Got Faith. So it started out as Luther Palooza and now it's the Praise Fest. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger. And so anyway, I forgot to bring that, and of course I can't. Some of my favorite things also, National Youth Gathering. I got to go with the kids back in 2012. We had 11 youth, and this year, this July, we're gonna have 14. So anyway, these are my props.
I like Sunday school and VBS, and I like the children's sermon because they involve the kids and say it in a way that they can understand it. And it's a lot of fun.
I moved here when I was in 8th grade, so I was a part of the youth group, and I've seen that kind of evolve and change over time. And I think the youth group is pretty strong right now. There's a lot of good growth that has seen, a lot of good ministries that's a part of.
Changes that I've seen is the development of the contemporary worship service at 11 o'clock, and to see new young families coming into the congregation at that point in time.
There's been many changes since that time, and the ones that come to mind to me are mostly changes in worship style. We have contemporary services now, which I really enjoy. I like the music, and the message is always very relevant and very uplifting.
Favorite thing about Peace is that it truly becomes your Christian home. As Joyce had said, presenting you with the key to the church, so you know that it's open in there anytime that you need to come to the church and have the presence with Christ. That's an opportunity for you.
The people. Yeah, the people really make the church. We are the church, I guess. The staff is great. And the attendees and the pastor. And they all are very inspired by the Word of God and His teachings, and inspired to start new programs that work in the community and here at Peace.
I always tell people that it's just the sense of being welcomed and the sense of family. And it's just, everyone's so friendly and caring, and you just feel like you're part of a big group of family.
The family atmosphere, just a really nice family atmosphere. It's very peaceful coming here, especially during the service, but you have that almost party atmosphere before and after the service.
The favorite thing is probably the sense of community. There's a very much of a family atmosphere. It's very friendly. It's a very welcoming environment, I think, to come to.
I would say that Peace is the church, but the church is actually the people. And we have some very special people here at Peace, and it's a family here.
Well said.
My favorite thing is the way there's a place for everybody. It's such a team effort, and no matter what your talents are, you can come here, join, and get as involved as you want to. And that's what I do tell people, and that's what happens when people do come here. So I think that's really neat.
One of the more significant questions I remember was when I went to Uganda. One of my counterparts said, "Where do you pray?" He didn't ask me, "What church do you go to?" He didn't ask if I was Catholic or something else. "Where do you pray?" And I think of that often. So sometimes when people are inquiring about this church, I just tell them I pray at Peace.